Hey team, hope you're all having a great day. We got a good analysis coming up on EUR.CAD. What are we going to do? That's right, we're starting on the monthly. So pull out your charts and let's go through this together. Okay, on the monthly time frame, what are we looking for? We're looking for area of sensitivity. We identified our upper monthly zone and our lower monthly zone. Here we see sell pressure. Here we see buy pressure. And then here we see higher lows, so we can identify an uptrend. All right, so now let's talk flow. We see a monthly push to the downside. Buyers entered the market at our monthly lower zone. What's after a push? That's right, an exhaustion. Here we see a long exhaustion back to our monthly upper zone. Now we're on the monthly, meaning we don't want to over analyze. We just want to understand the summary that this time frame is giving us. So the thing that sticks out to me the most is definitely these higher lows. Why? Well, we know that means that buyers are protecting the downside. We know that sellers are protecting and will continue to protect its monthly upper zone to the upside, meaning now price is in a squeeze. Okay, on to the weekly time frame. Here we identified our weekly mid-range zone by doing what? That's right, identifying horizontal buy and sell sensitivity. Now the main thing I noticed after identifying our weekly mid-range zone is how sellers are protecting this quite nicely. Price is having a hard time and saw a hard time in history breaking this weekly mid-range zone to the upside. So we're actually getting a smaller squeeze on the lower time frame. We do know that sellers are pushing price to the downside. We do know that buyers are protecting this uptrend to the upside. So there might be a potential play down low. Still on the weekly time frame, just trying to take a closer look at price action. Once again, here are these higher lows. We do see sellers protecting this weekly mid-range zone. So once again, there may be an opportunity on the lower time frame to place an entry. Let's take it down to the daily. All right, on to the daily. We identified our daily mid-range zone by identifying horizontal buy sensitivity. And this is where it gets fun, okay? So here we can see sellers protecting this weekly mid-range zone to the upside. Here we see buyers protecting this daily mid-range zone to the upside, also helped by this higher time frame uptrend. But what is this? That's right, consolidation. So that means that price likely will eventually make its way back to not only retest this uptrend, but potentially even its daily mid-range zone. So this is very interesting for a potential lower time frame entry to the downside. Let's take a closer look. Now, before we take it down in time frame, I want you to notice this bearish engulfing candle close. That's what we want to see if we're going to be entering short. Now, why is this important? Because buyers tried to break the weekly mid-range to the upside. Sellers overwhelmingly took over, and what we will likely see is a continuation of this pattern to the downside. All right, taking it down a time frame, now it's time to look and talk about entry. So what are we looking at here? Here's this bearish engulfing candle close we saw on the higher time frame, and here's that higher time frame pin bar. This is exactly what we want to see. Why? Well, we know that at first contact, we do not enter short because price makes an impulse move to the downside. These are all take profits being hit. These are sell orders entering the market with sell limit orders. These are just initial orders being placed and taken out. So there's usually an impulse move to the downside. Then we see a retest, and this is price action confirmation because we see the second wave of sell pressure enter the market. So to simplify, we see price make its way to its weekly mid-range. We see the impulse move to the downside, the retest of the weekly mid-range, followed by a strong second bearish engulfing candle close, telling me that we see the second wave of sell orders enter the market, which is the most important wave. Confirmation 1, confirmation 2. Okay, so entry 1, which is the safe play, we wait as long as we need to wait for price to break this uptrend to the downside. Any break and close of an area of sensitivity, being the uptrend in this case, is considered a push. After a push to the downside, we get an exhaustion to what? That's right, to the upside. We wait for price action confirmation, which would be another bearish engulfing candle close before entry to the downside. Now make sure when price reaches TP1, we move SL to entry. Have a great day, team. Chat soon.